What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 183. And we start today's episode off with some player training, and as we're about to head into an international break, only Ollie Shaw out of the 5 players in our drills is away, and therefore we had to change one of his drills, and I gave it to Kurzberg, as you see some bonus player training in today's episode as well. And of course, as we now close out the international break and enter April, it's the penultimate month for football at club level. And as you can see, what a month we have got here with Bayer Leverkusen on the back of our goalless draw against Wolfsburg. First, Werder Bremen away, fighting for their Bundesliga lives. And then the first leg against Atletico at the in the Champions League quarter-final away in Spain. The second leg comes just 4 days before league leaders Borussia Dortmund at home. And oh my goodness gracious me, I'll say this right now. Come the end of this month, we will know whether we've got a great chance of winning a domestic double, one trophy, or none, because depending on results, we could be knocked out of the Champions League against Atletico Madrid and knocked out of the quarter-final stages, and then the European competition is gone. And in the Bundesliga, if we get off to a poor start away against Werder Bremen, scrapping for their Bundesliga lives, and then of course lose to Borussia Dortmund as well, I mean, that'll be us out of the title race too. So we'll know come the end of the month whether we've got a great chance of winning a double, just a one trophy, or having a trophyless first season at the Bayer Arena. It's going to be a massive month for the massive games, and there's a big one today, of course, away against Atletico Madrid, sandwiched in between our 2 Bundesliga games. So first game of today's episode here, as I accepted this loan off here from Schenkveld, our Dutch striker from Fiorentina. That will go through in the summer, a 1-year loan deal there. First game of today's episode is indeed against Werder Bremen away from home, who right now sit in that relegation playoff place. And also, real briefly before we get into the game as well, some of you guys have been commenting what's going on with the lineups in the recent episodes. How comes when you show them, no players are shown, and it also says undefined in the substitutes for the goalkeeper as well. The simple explanation is this: for those that don't play FIFA this year, basically there was a new patch that EA released a couple weeks ago for the Copa Libertadores update, and since doing that, almost every competition has had this error with lineups where now it won't show you the player names. It might show you the faces, and it'll also say undefined on a few names as well. I can't do anything about it. I do apologise for it, but it's just EA being totally incompetent. And dare I say, doing it on purpose. I honestly, I don't know. I can't say anything other than sorry, but there's nothing I can do about it. But that should explain it for those who don't play FIFA this year. But yeah, still, for the first game of today's episode, away against Werder Bremen, fighting for their Bundesliga lives. It was going to be a battle between who wanted it more at opposite ends of the table. Us staying in the title race, or Werder Bremen staying in the top tier. We started off on strong. We took the lead early through Rodrigo, getting just his 2nd or perhaps 3rd goal of the season so far. Then Shaw was denied by a fabulous save with the goalkeeper, but it was all by Leverkusen in the first half. We were hammering Werder Bremen time after time after time again, and after Tony was sent forward there, he blasted in to make it 2-0, and really in the first half, it wasn't a case of whether we would be leading at half-time, but how many goals we would be leading by. 2-0 soon became 3-0 just a few minutes after, as the host has totally capitulated here. Ollie Shaw, who was running things in this game, like he has been doing so for most of this run in the second half of the season, storms down the left, rolls it across, and Daniel Kurzberg, I'm loving this kid, makes it 3-0 to Bayer. And soon after, oh, Werder Bremen, I mean, they had just hit the self-destruct button at this point. They were giving us easy chances, defence was terrible, they were surrendering possession cheaply, and just before the break, oh, it's great to see this guy score once again. His 2nd goal in 5 games, I think it is. Ollie Shaw notches up another, rolled through by Arnie, and blasted into the top corner. Oliver Shaw this season, I would say, is perhaps having his best season in professional football. Not just with the assists, winning the assist title as things stand, but also with his goals added to his game as well. Leverkusen 4-0 up at the break and absolutely on fire. In the second half, not many chances being created. Only one real chance in the half, really. And oh man, this kid, I'm telling you, I say kid, he's 27 years old now, but this guy, we signed him on transfer deadline day, just can't seem to get to grips with him, man. I really can't. You might have seen he's barely played for us since I've brought him in, because when I have played him, he's just not looked like the striker I was hoping for. He had 9 goals in 19 games in the Bundesliga when playing for Stuttgart. I snapped him up on deadline day. I thought he'd be more reliable than Steve Zabala on the bench. I'll tell you this now, I'd rather play the Uruguayan kid. I just can't get on with Arp, I really can't. His positioning doesn't seem too bad, but his finishing is just atrocious. Got a free header there and failed to hit the target from 8 yards out. Absolutely terrible. Should have had his first goal for the club there. Couldn't even test the goalkeeper. But still, a 4-0 win regardless, and great to go back to winning ways as well on the back of that goalless draw, and great confidence as well. Starting our run off after the international break with that big victory, heading in to the second game of today's episode. One of the biggest games of the season as I return with Ollie, with Emmanuel, with Ivan and Barry to our former stomping ground and take on Atletico Madrid here at the Wanda Metropolitano in the first leg of the Champions League quarter final, and I was so excited for this game. Last season with Atletico, we had to face Roma in the round of 16, and we beat them on our way to the quarter-final stages, with Bayer Leverkusen now taking on Atletico Madrid in the quarter-finals. The board have asked us for a semi-final place this year. That's my objective as well, and after being knocked out of the DFB Pokal in the quarter-finals when asked to win that competition, I simply couldn't have 2 failures this season before the season is even over. So first leg was going to be very important, but the first half was absolutely terrible. Very little going on, really only the one chance there, falling to Ivan Toney, but his shot was easily stopped by Jan Oblak, straight at him really, and it was still 0-0. It was a very cagey game as well. Atletico was set up very defensively in this game, looking for chances on the counter, and for myself, I was trying to get the away goal. That was my objective in this game, even if we only scored it once, just get an away goal to take back to Germany, but I just couldn't seem to break down Atletico. With 10 minutes to go, golden chance here. Rodrigo scores the weekend, takes it round his man, lovely run, rolls it across, and Zabala, oh! How close was that? Steve off the bench, the Uruguayan, little snapshot there by the kid, goes through the legs of the defender, and Jan Oblak, fingertip saves there by the Slovenian as he turns it behind for a corner. Wonderful stop, still 0-0, and with 5 minutes to go, Atletico look for that one chance on the counter as João Felix is sent down left-hand side. Tim trying to play catch-up, does catch up, but can't deny the pass inside to Dominguez, and Atletico Madrid. One chance, one shot, one goal, and it's the man I made captain last season. You might have noticed the captain's armband's been taken off him for John Stones, who we gave to Atletico for free this season in exchange for Emmanuel Aya. If I could go back in time, Lord knows I wouldn't pull the trigger on that deal, because Stones keeps a clean sheet, Atletico win it at the death, and it was the guy I made captain last season, Dominguez, who drilled it in to the bottom corner with their only chance. He might have lost the armband, but he's still the engine, the heartbeat, the driving force of that Atletico team like he was last season, as the hosts win it with their only shot on target in the game in the final stages of the match. I could not believe it, and the fans were jubilant. You saw them raise their scarves come the end of the game. Adios amigo, they were saying to me as I walked down the tunnel. And as we lose there away in the first leg, that means heading back to Germany, we'll have to score against Atletico Madrid's rock solid defense, and if they score, we will need 3 goals at the Bayer Arena. We have got ourselves into a hole. We are in a very, very bleak situation, and it is going to be very tough to make it through now. And is it going to be yet another failure in Europe for yours truly? That's the one thing throughout the course of my managerial career that everyone in the media has been picking me apart because of. Yeah, domestically in the recent seasons, it's been fantastic. Back-to-back domestic doubles, 3 cup winning medals in a row. But in Europe, everyone knows the old story. Docs can't manage in the Champions League. He's not cut out for it. He's not good enough for it. We might well be hearing that criticism once again in a week's time. So we've got it all to do in the second leg. And with the game coming just 4 days before the clash against Borussia Dortmund as well, Oh man, we are in a real pickle heading into that second leg. So on the weekend here at home to Mainz, we needed a distraction. We needed a performance out here to remind the fans that we're still in the tie and we're still in the title race. And early on into the game, Daniel Kersveg does it again. 2 goals in 2 games, and a few minutes later, well, he might be going for the golden boot, but he cares more about winning medals than golden boots. He gets the assist here for Rodrigo, getting his second goal in 2 games, like Kersveg as well, as the Brazilian makes it 2-0 to Leverkusen. In the first half an hour, it was all Bayer. We were just on fire. Jonathan David there almost making it 3-0 as we were still up by 2-0. But in the 33rd minute, as Mainz came forward here, Kelechi Iheanacho was sent over the top, takes it around Sebastian Schwartz, who comes across, rolls it across to Baku, and Mainz, who only had the 1 shot in the first half, had found their leveller. Back on level terms here, it's 1-1 and 2-1 as they're back in the game here, half in deficit, and a few minutes later, as Ollie Shaw lunges in here, drama. Oliver Shaw sees red, and the red card is produced, I believe, for just the second time this season for one of our players, this series for one of our players. Oliver Shaw sent off. You guys can let me know in the comment section down below. Was this a red card? I think personally he was harshly done by here, Ollie Shaw. I think a booking would have sufficed. Yes, he was late. Yes, he didn't win the ball. But come on, man. It's on the halfway line. Mainz are going nowhere there. I think the referee really was harsh on Ollie Shaw there. Sends him off. Straight red card. And we're down to 10 men as Mainz look to gain momentum. And the fans were laying into the referee at half-time. And not surprisingly, so I was doing the same. Having some strong words with him as we walked down the tunnel. I said, ref, are you serious? Straight red card for that? He was threatening to send me off as well. And send me into the stands. We were still leading by a goal heading into the second half. And despite going down to 10 men, I still felt confident. But Mainz were beginning to press in the second 45 minutes and look for that equalising goal. And as Vignato rolls it through, Akono almost found it. Lunin keeps his concentration and turns the shot behind for a corner as we are still up by just a single goal. I really wanted a third to settle the nerves and guarantee the 3 points. And as Foreign back found Tony, lovely piece of skill by the shocker, but the finish denied by Damien, who turns it behind for a corner. But thankfully, whilst we couldn't restore our 2-goal cushion and get ourselves that third goal, we didn't need it in the end. We hold on for the 3 points, but only just as 10 men Leverkusen get the victory by 2-1 here at the Bayer Arena. But after the loss to Atletico Madrid last week, and with the second leg coming in the next game, in the next episode, our Borussia Dortmund beating Stuttgart as well, in the next episode, you'll see both the games. 2 games in 4 days. The second leg versus Atletico Madrid at the Bayer Arena, where we must score if we're to have any chance of advancing through. And then the potential title decider against Borussia Dortmund. We could drop 2 trophies in the next episode, or go top of the table and qualify for the Champions League semi-final. Don't miss the next episode. It's one of the biggest of the series, as you see the biggest 2 games of the season, where our job with Bayer Leverkusen depends on the results that we'll have. But that will end today's episode of Career Mode, guys. So a big thank you for watching. We hope you have enjoyed it, and if you did enjoy today's episode, please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode. Don't miss it very soon.